My name is Ashley. I'm currently 25 years old and developed between my father and mother. All of a sudden, my father began to criticize my mother unreasonably. Why is it that every time I come home, you're not here? I'm sorry, I try to come back as soon as possible, but lately my parents haven't been well, and I've been going to them every day. They really need a lot of care. I'm sorry. My mother's parents' health had deteriorated, and she had been visiting them daily to take care of them. Especially my grandmother's health was From what I heard from my father, he had filed a formal search request with the police regarding my mother's disappearance. However, as days passed, there was no concrete information coming in about my mother. During this time, I graduated from high school and decided to distance myself from home. I enrolled in a university with a dormitory, and while dedicating myself to study and part-time work, I continued to distribute flyers on weekends in the city. The flyers had my mother's photo description and mentioned a reward of $20,000 for information. However, the information that had come into the police and to me was unreliable, motivated by the reward money, and did not match my mother's description. Dad, have you received any new information about Mom? It's unbelievable that despite all our efforts to find her, we haven't found a single clue. I regularly called my father to ask if there was any new information about my mother. However, no significant details came from him. After my mother disappeared, initially Ethan and his wife took care of my grandparents. But soon, due to a falling out, they were forced to move into a care facility. Furthermore, my maternal grandmother, who had been ill, eventually passed away due to her illness. I was painfully reminded of the significant impact my mother's absence had on those around her and how much her presence meant. Time passed, and it's almost 7 years since my mother's disappearance. Legally, after 7 years of disappearance, a declaration of absence is made, and the person is considered deceased, which means the mystery of my mother's whereabouts may never be solved. Well, now I'm officially free, plus the insurance money has come in. Not too bad, right? Hearing my father joke about being free and the insurance money while holding a bank book filled me with deep fear in the depths of my heart. The worst suspicion that my mother might no longer be in this world surfaced. Anger towards my father's frivolous attitude bubbled up inside me, and a desire for revenge began to take root. But even with these dark emotions, I lacked the courage to act, and I spent my days crying in frustration and sorrow. However, a few months after the declaration of my mother's disappearance, an unexpected opportunity to reunite with her came while I was immersed in work. I received a rare call, and he became cold towards her. This change was likely due to him sensing my mother's affair. However, why didn't he talk to her directly, and why didn't they get divorced? The reason was astonishing my child without financial worries, and for that, I am immeasurably grateful. Becoming a parent myself, I've come to truly understand the deep love one has for their child. I often think how happy my father would have been to see this joy. I've resolved to live my life to the fullest for both my father and myself, and together with my husband and daughter, I plan to lead a fulfilling life.